Most people hear the word Venezuela, but today we're talking about another story that shocked Brazil. An innocent dog named Orelha, loved by a community, whose tragic death ignited a national debate on animal abuse and justice. Orelha was a community dog who lived for about 10 years in the Praia Brava neighborhood of Florianópolis, Santa Catarina, Brazil. He wasn't owned by a single person. He was cared for by residents, tourists, and local businesses who fed and looked after him. He became a familiar, beloved figure in the area. In early January 2026, Orelha was found gravely injured after being attacked by a group of 4 adolescents. The violence left him with severe trauma. He was taken to a veterinary clinic, but the injuries were so serious that doctors said euthanasia was the only humane option to end his suffering. Police investigations show the dog suffered blunt force injuries, likely from being struck with solid objects, but the exact weapon was not recovered. The civil police of Santa Catarina identified the 4 teenagers as suspects in the case. Because they are minors, their identities are protected under Brazilian law. Officials also uncovered evidence that some family members may have attempted to interfere with the investigation. 3 adults were later indicted on suspicion of coercing a witness. Meanwhile, authorities are also probing another incident involving a dog called Caramello, allegedly thrown into the sea, though that animal survived and was later adopted by a police official. Orelha's death sparked widespread outrage in Brazil, on social media, among celebrities, and even in government. TV hosts, animal advocates, and everyday citizens expressed anger over the cruelty and called for justice. The case reached the Brazilian Senate, where lawmakers demanded stricter punishments for animal abuse and stronger legal protections. Petitions demanding justice and harsher penalties for animal cruelty quickly gathered hundreds of thousands of signatures online. As one social commentator remarked, Orelha's story isn't just about one dog. It's about how society treats its most vulnerable. Social media platforms were instructed by the courts to remove posts that exposed the identities of the adolescent suspects, a move aimed at protecting minors under Brazilian law, but one that also drew debate about transparency and justice. Meanwhile, the police continue to investigate the case with support from the Public Ministry of Santa Catarina. The case of Orelha struck a chord across Brazil and beyond, because it wasn't just news. It was a life shared by a community, taken in a way that many found senseless and cruel. It prompted discussions about how communities protect animals, how the justice system handles cruelty, and how a single story can spark change. Orelha may be gone, but his story continues to push people to rethink how society values compassion and justice. If you want to explore more stories that matter, subscribe to Curious Atlas for deeper looks at events shaping our world beyond the headlines.